Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, so today we're going to do another original book tag. Not mine, Cam's at Wolf Shop Publishing. And it's really funny because if you watched my video yesterday, I did an original book tag called the Booktuber Book Tag. Go check it out. Or Booktuber Tag. Go check it out. You might have gotten tagged. You don't know. But go check it out. But I tagged him in the video, and he was actually the answer to one of my questions. And it's so funny, as it turns out, we both did original book tags on the same day and tagged each other. So I was like, oh, it's meant to be. We're supposed to be BookTube best friends. So anyway, I went to his video that he tagged me in, and it's called the Jigsaw Book Tag. Now, okay, little unknown fact. I am a huge horror movie fan. I love scary movies. I just went last night and saw the midnight version showing of the original Halloween. I think it was released 39 years ago today, actually. Somebody like tweeted that out to me. That might be completely incorrect, but I'm almost positive that's true. So anyway, and you know it's coming back next year. Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back next year, right? It's supposed to pick up where the second one left off. So anyway, but I love the Saw movies, and the new Saw installment in the franchise, Jigsaw, just came out. Genius title, Cam. Jigsaw Book Tag. No clickbait there to get you right into the... Anyway, I mean, it's like the It book tag at this point. But I love that so much, right? And if you know how I do book tags, I typically go in and I watch like the first question or two, and I watch them explain it to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. And then I kind of like, just like do the rest on my own, because I don't like my answers to be affected by what other people say. So if I'm like watching a book tag and people talk about like Harry Potter in there or Six of Crows, then I typically kind of repeat those answers if I just watch the video. I'm very impressionable. So I didn't want to do the same answer, so I always go in and I always just watch like the first question or two to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, right? And then I go and I watch your video after I filmed mine. Well, I started watching his video, and I'm like, okay, this is very complicated. So his video is designed as if you were as if you and other people were characters in one of the Saw movies, okay? And it's fantastic how he does it, and I had so much fun with it. I have notes and everything, so get ready. I had to watch the whole video twice. I had to, because I was like, oh my god, I mean, this would totally not be a video that you can just sit down and just like wing it, right? So I really thought my answers out, and it's interesting how it turned out. Like, I watched the video and I answered it as I went, which I think is the way to do it. Don't wait until the end and then come back, because then you're like, oh, it's like you can think it too smart, right? Okay, so let's get right into this Jigsaw book tag, which is very spooky scary. Okay, number one, you get to pick anybody to be in the... So you wake up basically in the room. If you've never seen the Saw movies, they're terrifying, okay? And basically what it is it's like 6 people wake up in a room, 5 or 6 people, I don't know. And they're all like chained to the wall, and they don't know how to get out. And it's them having to get out of this huge like warehouse, and one of them dies in every room. Okay, basically is what it is. And there's always like on the outside somebody looking for them, like detectives or like a family member or whatever, trying to find out where they are, okay? So, and it's very interesting, because if you watch the last one, you're probably wondering, well, how is the next one possible? So go watch the series, then watch the new one. Okay, number one, you gotta pick any character, okay? And I wanted to pick a character that was kind of tough and could like make it through stuff, and I think he even mentions that in his video. And I picked Jenny from As the World Dies by Rhiannon Frater. It's a zombie series. This chick is so tough, okay? She will beat anybody's ass, and she just like, I don't even want to like say it because she like cusses so bad in the book, but she's like, come and get me, you zombie MFers. And so I would love to have her in the room with me. Like, I think she would totally, like, she would not care what the challenge is. She would be like, I'm not afraid to die. She's like who you would want in there, because I'm totally afraid to die. So I would be like one of the scaredy cats in the room. So that's who I would pick. And then the next one, you have to pick somebody for their brains. And I picked Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. I mean, he's so wise, right? That, I mean, I would want him in the room and he would be like, well, I mean, like, can you imagine Atticus Finch in the Saw room? The mind reels. Anyway, and then for the third one, you have to pick somebody for their brawn, like their size, you know, like big person. So I picked the monster from A Monster Calls, and I don't know how I came up with this. I just was like sitting there, I was like, okay, I was actually thinking of the guy from Confederacy of Dunces, which is one of my least favorite books ever of life. I hated that book when I read it years and years ago. I know people love that book, but I couldn't stand it. So, but I was like, who is like really, really big in a book? And I almost picked Ramona Blue, because she's like really tall, from Julie Murphy's Ramona Blue, but I was like, no. So I picked the monster from Patrick Ness's A Monster Calls, which is a fantastic novel, and you should read it anyway. And then number 4, well, they're not really numbered, but you have to pick the character that Jigsaw, the serial killer, would pick. And he always picks somebody that's kind of like, okay, the way that Cam describes it is that he's kind of like, they're abusive to other people, or they're very self-deprecating, or they like bring down other people. They're just very like, woe is me. So I picked I picked Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. You know Winnie, okay, so you know Winnie the Pooh, the books, and Eeyore, the one that's like, oh, Christopher Robin. You know, he's just always so sadly and stuff, and I love him so much, right? I think I used to be an Eeyore, and now I am a Winnie the Pooh. I think, or maybe I'm a Tigger today. I think I might be a Tigger. People are like, you're definitely a Tigger. Okay, so anyway, so I would pick Eeyore. And then number 5, you have to pick somebody that would be on the outside looking for you. And my first response to this, I had 2 right away, right? And they're kind of like from pop culture books. My first one was Alex Cross from the James Patterson books, because I don't read the James Patterson books anymore because I feel like they're so, and people that love them, hey, have at them, enjoy them, whatever. But when I first started reading the James Patterson books, I read like, Kiss the Girls and all those back in the day. And those are literally fantastic serial killer novels. They're so terrifying. And, the one about the spiders, I can't remember. Along Came a Spider and Kiss the Girls and all those. When Alex Cross, the detective, was introduced to the whole series. I mean, now we're like 90 books in, and they're just like all of them 291 pages and 90 chapters, and they're all formulated. But people still love his books, whatever, but Alex Cross is a force to be reckoned with. So, I said that about a booktuber yesterday, my book tag, so. But then I also was like Robert Langdon from the Dan Brown books, but Robert Langdon is very good at solving a mystery, so he would be very good at solving how to get out of the things, but I don't think he'd be very good at figuring out who the serial killer was. So I think I would want Alex Cross to be on the outside because he is so good with that stuff. Okay, now we're at phase 2. The movie starts, okay? You have to figure out, number 1, who would be the first to go. So you look at your cast of characters, including yourself, and you think to yourself, like, okay, out of all of us in this room, who would definitely be the first one that couldn't take it, that would be, like, out, right? That would just, like, die and immediately. And for me, that would definitely have to be Eeyore. Poor Eeyore. From the Winnie the Pooh books. So, then the number 2 one is a maze of hot steam. Like, who could you, like, talk to go through, like, the maze? If you remember the movie, there's, like, a maze that she has to go through, and there's, like, hot steam and everything that will, like, burn you if she can't make it through. And so I was like, who is so tough that could make it through that? And so I picked Jenny from the As the World Dies series. And I could just totally imagine her, like, going through the maze, right? But then he says that your character didn't make it through the maze. So, Jenny, I'm sorry, Jenny! If you watch the whole series, though, or if you watch the whole series, if you read the whole series of the As the World Dies books, you'll even know more about why Jenny is such an appropriate pick for this book tag. So then you're down to this shotgun carousel wheel thing. What do you call it? I can't remember. But anyway, where it like goes around in a circle, and then like whoever, like it just stops when that person gets shot by a shotgun. And it's just totally random, and he said just pick somebody. So I picked the monster from A Monster Calls. Because I could just imagine that like this totally tough guy that can make it through anything would end up being the one that just like withers away, right? So then, it's down to you and one character, and who is that character? It's me and Atticus Finch. How appropriate that it would come down to me and my literary father, literally, right? So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get a penny, and and you're supposed to flip the penny, and heads is you, and tails is the character. So you have to decide to see which one survives. So we're gonna flip the penny, and we're gonna hope that I have it on tails right now, so I guess I better put it on heads first, right? And we're gonna hope that it goes on heads and I survive. I mean, I love Atticus, but I mean, honestly, chronologically, you're already gone. Probably there's no way you could still be alive. Could he? No. So anyway, I mean, I guess he could, right? Fuck it. Hold on. And he slides into first base, and the answer is heads. I made it! I survived. I didn't show it to you, but it truly was heads. And it's heads down there. 2 times heads means I basically survived. I basically survived. Don't come for me. Ah! I love Halloween so much. It's so fun. Thank you, Cam, for tagging me in that. Okay, who do I tag? I am going to tag Richard at formerly Books and Bullshit, formerly Richard's Book Nook, now Richard's Media Geek. I can't wait till he comes full circle back to Richard's Books and Bullshit, because that was my favorite. Because he loves horror movies so much. I'm going to tag him. And I'm also going to tag Dylan the Reader 5, because Dylan the Reader 5, Dylan is always looking for like scary books and paranormal books and stuff like that. So I think this would be a fun one for him to do too. So I'm going to tag Dylan and I'm going to tag Richard in those two. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed that book tag. I hope you're having a wonderful Halloween weekend. Don't let the goblins get you. I love you. Bye.